Yo, what is going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Hopefully, you're all having a good day. I got two awesome guests on the show. We've been trying to get this going. We finally made it happen. I got my guys, Max and the Ace Avenue, on the channel. You already know who they are. If you haven't subscribed to their channels, please subscribe to their channels and give them your support. Make sure you all subscribe to this channel, like this stream, share this channel out. Let's continue growing my channel. Let's continue growing their channels. Gentlemen, how we doing?
I'm doing great, man. You're that intro, that beat was bumping, man. I was over here vibing to it.
Yeah.
Feeling good, bro. It's awesome to, team up with y'all and talk some Yankees, bro. It's been a long time coming, and I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's get this going, right? How we feeling, Ace? How you doing on this Wednesday, man?
Man, I'm doing lovely, man. Blessed to be here. It's always a good time to feature with you guys. You know what I'm saying? The nice little trio we got going here, and I look forward to having some really good discussions and appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Always. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I know for a while there, I've been, I know you and I talked a little bit, Ace, about trying to get us three together. And I know the timing and everything was off. So finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Max, and I'm going to reach out to Ace, and let's get all three of us together, man. And let's talk. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk Yankees baseball. But I want to start off the question. I'll start with you, Max. I know you and I really haven't talked, but what is your reaction to the offseason so far? And, how are you feeling about going into 2025?
Oh man, I mean, it's been a pretty fun offseason. It sucks to see Juan Soto leave. That was the biggest news to start the offseason. But I feel like this team has navigated themselves in a good position, man. I mean, Bellinger being on the team, Max Fried, that was a big sign because we saw what happened last season. Rodon just isn't the clear number 2 in this rotation. I still believe in Rodon. I still think he's a okay pitcher. He's decent, but he's not a clear number 2, and that's what we needed desperately in this rotation to pair with Cole. And we have our young guys like Heel, who just won Rookie of the Year. So add that in the mix. Paul Goldschmidt, I feel like he's going to be a way better first baseman than Rizzo was. I was a big Rizzo fan. I have a Rizzo jersey. I guess now it's a Paul Goldschmidt jersey, right? Because they have the same number. But I think his bat, I know he had a down year last year, but it's only a 1-year deal, stopgap. If we get anything like we saw last season with Paul Goldschmidt in the second half, and then you sprinkle in a little 2022 in there, man, I feel like he's going to play way better than Anthony Rizzo was. And I know you guys probably heard the stat. We didn't have a home run from the first base position after July 31st. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, no way, right? I know home runs aren't everything, but that just kind of tells you how bad that first base spot was for us last season. So I think Paul Goldschmidt, adding him into the lineup, it's going to be a nice addition, man. And Bellinger, I'm telling you, bro, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I feel like still there's a couple of moves to be made, but as we sit here, slightly below a month away until pitchers and catchers report, man, I'm feeling ready, man. I'm feeling awesome.
Dope. And before I turn it over to the Ace, so we're getting compliments on our beard. We got the beard game is real strong right now, man. Like
someone in the chat. Hold on, sorry to cut you off. He said if it isn't Benny from Jersey Shore, DJ Khaled, and Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Where was that?
I saw that comment.
That?
Where was it? That was from Sunil.
I see it from yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
This comment right here. So me being Vinny from Jersey Shore, and then DJ Khaled being Ace, and you being Andy Dalton.
Oh man, I've been called that my whole life.
Yeah. And got to give it to the Ace with the best beard. All right, Ace, you are the winner. You are the winner with the best beard.
Wow.
Appreciate that, Jon Snell.
Yeah, I gotta get mine trimmed up, which is gonna happen on Friday, by the way. So in case anybody was wondering, because I've been getting crap about my hair and my haircut. So it's happening. And real quick, guys, I just wanted to highlight this. That's Max's YouTube handle right there, or our YouTube website. There it is. If you all need me to pull it up, let me know. And then that's for the Ace Avenue. So again, make sure you all subscribe to their channel. But yeah, I agree with you there, Max. I think the Yankees did make an upgrade to their pitching by adding Max Fried. So, he could easily fill in that number 2 hole. And, you could drop Rodon to number 3. Some folks argue number 4, but I think I like him at 3. I don't like him at 4. Personally, I'm not a Luis Hill guy at 4, or at 3, but that's another conversation. But Ace, let me get your reaction, man.
Max pretty much hit it on the head, but I'm also going to add on to that. Devin Williams was a great move that no one saw coming. This offseason, losing Soto might have woken up this Yankee organization. Like I said, hats off to Hal, kudos to Cashman this offseason, for real. B+, A- type offseason. They attacked the trade market very heavily with the guy like Cody Bellinger, who Max mentioned, who gives us that versatility to be able to play the outfield and some first base. Paul Goldschmidt on a short-term contract gives us flexibility for next year to attack the free agent market heavily as well, either by getting Kyle Tucker, moving Bellinger to first base, possibly Vlad Guerrero Jr., a lot of people like Murakami as well. But Devin Williams and Max Fried were the moves, in my opinion, that made this the offseason, because we made 2 strengths even stronger. We had a decent starting rotation, and you just made that stronger, like Max alluded to. We got our number 2 guy. That allows you to move guys like Carlos Rodon maybe down to the 3, possibly 4. Personally, I'd put him at 4 only because you're splitting the righties and lefties. I like going righty, lefty, righty. And then adding a guy like Devin Williams, who solidifies our back end of the bullpen. You now move Luke Dream Weaver, to the setup spot, who was a great closer last year, but now you have options. You have the airbender, the last airbender, and Devin Williams, who MLB just rated him as the number 1 closer in the league. I still don't think that. I still think he's number 2. I would put him a little bit behind Clase, but we'll take him. You know what I'm saying? But great move. And we gave up virtually nothing. Nestor Cortez, Caleb Durbin, Cody Petit on the way out, but you ended up bringing in so much more. I'm going to tell you this. Initially, once we lost Soto, a lot of us Yankee content creators, Yankee fans were saying, Yankees going to have to get creative. And I'm going to tell you this. Cashman got very creative this offseason.
Yeah. And to piggyback off you, Ace, real quick, they actually ranked Clase 4th on that list, on the MLB list. Isn't that insane?
Who was 2 and 3? Do you remember?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I couldn't find it when I was looking on MLB's site the other day.
I think Cade Smith. Well, Cade Smith was 2 or 3, but yeah, I know what list you're talking about. MLBnetwork.com. Yeah. Another move the Yankees made. Fernando Cruz. Oh, yeah. We give up Jose Trevino, which that's my guy. Jose. But that's all we had to give up, right? But that's another great bullpen piece. They loaded up on the bullpen. Now I know we all agree that we need some lefties in the bullpen. It's still not finished, but yeah, man, this offseason is just I'm ready for the season to begin, bro. I'm ready for spring training, because spring training is going to be a huge, all these guys like Peraza, Cabrera, Vivas, Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones, like we're going to see all these guys, man. It's going to be a very important spring this upcoming. I can't wait, man.
What did you guys think about Garrett Cole getting ranked? Yesterday they did it. Cole ranked number 8 in top 10 pitching.
I saw that. I was like, I think it's because he was injured. You got to get because they're going off of last season. Mm-hmm. So, but we all know Garrett Cole's the guy, bro. He's gonna have a huge bounce back year. I feel like, man.
Yeah, that was kind of an insult. What was that? Sorry, Ace.
I'm a little surprised Fried isn't on the list, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little surprising.
Yeah, but Cole being 8, man, that was such a slap in the face. I'm like, come on. I mean, I know he was hurt, like you guys said, but still, it's Garrett Cole. Like, how do you rank him number 8 like that? I saw that ranking, and I'm like, okay, I guess whatever drugs you're all on.
Our boy Austin Wells got 10th on the catcher list. I was like, okay, we already got a top 10 catcher in the league. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, you bring up Austin Wells, man. I'm hoping I'm hoping he has a good second year. I know his rookie season, he had his moments, right? He had his good moments, but there was definitely areas where he struggled. But I'm hoping I'm hoping year two the dude comes out firing. There's definitely, you got to, as we always talk about, you got to give the young guys some time. You got to give the young
Yeah.
players some time because it takes them a little bit of time to develop. Which, speaking of like young guys, I know I've talked about it with Ace quite a bit, and I've talked about it on my channel, but I want to get your opinion, Max, on Anthony Volpe. Year one, he struggled, to be expected. It was his rookie season. Year two, he showed a little bit of improvement, but there's areas where he certainly absolutely has to improve, right? Especially at the plate. But year three, what do you got, man? What do you got for Anthony Volpe?
I'm, I already planted my flag on that's going to be my breakout player of the year for the Yankees.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying, I really believe it, man, because there's like weeks where you see Volpe and you're like, this is what this kid can do. Like he has weeks where like he hits 300. He has 2 weeks where he's hitting 350, and then he also has, next month he'll hit like 190, and you're like, what the hell happened? It's just the inconsistency with Anthony Volpe has been, it's been frustrating as a Yankee fan. I know a lot of Yankee fans, especially in the chat. I know a lot of Yankee fans have been frustrated with how Volpe has played in his first 2 years. The first year he showed you he had pop, hit 20 plus home runs. You're like, damn, okay, this kid can mash. And then he only hit 209 in his rookie year. So you're like, that's alarming. And then last year he hits 243, way better. You know what I'm saying? Like from 209 to 243, but where did the power go? Where did the home runs go? He only had, I think, 11 off the top of my head, but he needs to raise up his on-base percentage. That's the number one thing for me is like draw walks, make that pitcher work. Don't be too aggressive on the plate. Just take those hits, man. Get those doubles. Like we don't need you smashing home runs. If he hits 30, then that's awesome. But Volpe is one of those pieces in his lineup that we need on base because he has the speed to really cause mayhem, to really wreck the game. Like him and Jazz, if they get on base, they can make some things happen. So he's, in my opinion, he's more important to be on base than hitting 25, 30 home runs. But I want to see that on base percentage get up there. I say by like, hopefully by like 80 or 100 80 to like 100 points. That'll be awesome. That'll be incredible. And if he hits 260 and he keeps going up with the batting average, that's where I think we're going to see around 260 for Anthony Volpe this year, but that on base percentage is going to go up. I hope. Now, if it doesn't happen, then the Yankees, I know they have a long leash with Volpe, but they gotta maybe look into a potential, maybe move him to second, have someone else come in to play short. I don't know, but I think this year is very important for Anthony Volpe, and I still believe in Anthony Volpe, and I think he's going to do well.
No doubt. Yeah, and that you mentioned a couple of things that I absolutely agreed with. His on-base percentage needs to be a lot better. He doesn't necessarily need to be a home run guy. I mean, I remember when the season started, the 2024 season started, the guy was hitting. He was getting on base. He was making contact with the ball. I was like, okay, this is the Anthony Volpe version I want to see. I don't want this guy trying to hit, balls out of the park, consistently. He's not that guy. Leave that to Judge, leave that to Giancarlo. Let those guys take care of that. Your job, just get on base, and create opportunities, and then wreak havoc on the base paths. You know what I mean? So that's what I want from Anthony Volpe. But if year three, and I'll let both you guys answer this, but if year three, if it's not any significant improvement, Do you think the Yankees look a different direction? I know you said they got a long leash on him, but do you think the Yankees should look in a different direction for after year 3?
You go, Ace.
Go for it. Yeah.
I don't think so. I
No?
think
All
the
right.
kid is still talented, Gold Glove. Like Max had alluded to as well. The power numbers were there year 1. Year 2 they dropped off, but the average consistency. If he has a consistent year throughout the board, because Volpe's a very streaky hitter, 21 game hitting streak, but then he can get cold with the coldest as well. So it's like, if we could see some consistency, and especially if they're going to keep him at the bottom of the order, that's a good player to have for multiple years to come. Me personally, I would love to see Volpe close up that stance a little bit more, start hitting it the right field, especially in Yankee Stadium. Like you had said, I was going to say the same thing. Wreak havoc on the base path. The steals were up this year, but I believe the attempts weren't that high. Like a lot of times, especially if you're going to have him at the bottom of the order, use his wheels. Do it. I understand with him at the top, you didn't want to use him as much because you didn't want to run into outs with Soto and Judge coming up, but you have to use, it's a weapon that he has. He has to, when he's on the base path, send him. If he gets caught, he gets caught. But if you're going to do that at the bottom of the order, fine. I personally would love to see Volpe at the top of the order, be our leadoff guy. If he can get that OBS and OPS up, that'd be a great leadoff guy, especially with Judge already saying 2 years ago, he doesn't care if Volpe's running around on bases. It distracts the pitchers. It can do that. I think Volpe's a good, solid player that we have. I think year 3 will be his best year. I went on record last year saying that I think he was going to be an all-star. I was wrong about that. I think this year he's going to be an all-star. It's going to be hard, though, with the shortstop we have in the AL with Gunnar Henderson and, Bobby Witt Jr. He might get blocked out from ever being an all-star there. But I think if he has a solid year, if he can carry what we saw in the postseason and the World Series to the regular season, I think we got ourselves a good player. There's no bigger pressure than the World Series, and he came up big in big moments. So he needs to carry that over to the regular season.
I actually agree with Arthas in the chat. He was saying leave him in the 7 or 8 hole and he'll probably do okay. I agree because I think he's going to be maybe thrusted into that leadoff role because of default. It's either going to be him, maybe Dominguez. Right now, like if we're talking about this season coming up, we don't have a leadoff
Jazz.
man. Yeah, I don't think they use Jazz because he has so much pop in that bat. Because I think they would much rather have him in the middle of the lineup than leading off. I mean, it makes sense because Jazz is the fastest guy on the team, but I think his power and his, just his bat in general would be more important in the middle of the lineup. But I don't like Volpe at leading off. I personally like him hitting in 7, 8, or 9. I feel like he does better down there, and it kind of gives. It gives like the leadoff guy, like the second time around, like whoever is leading off, like say Dominguez is leading off and you have Volpe on base, like that's, that could be huge, So I believe in Volpe, man. But to answer your question, NFE, I said they might have to look at all their options. I don't think they desperately need to, but because he's so young still and you have a lot of years of control still. But if I'm the Yankees, man, if he hits like 210 and he has an OPS of 670 once again, like you gotta maybe look somewhere else because that's a concern, man. That's not a MLB talent bat if he's hitting 210 once again in year 3. So I hope and I pray he does well because I like Volpe a lot, but you got to look at it like you're building a team and this guy is just he's hitting 210, 670 OPS every year. This, that's concerning. So,
yeah, I just hope he comes through year 3. I mean, he has to come through. I mean, the playoffs were encouraging. I did like what he did in the postseason. So hopefully that carries over into the 2025 season. And the leadoff spot, that's been a question, right? I mean, let's just assume that this is the roster that the Yankees are going to roll with, and they go internal for, third base, right? And I hate bringing up DJ LeMahieu's name being in the freaking lineup, but
we have to. We have
You have
to.
to. Unfortunately, you have to, right? And I have no problems with DJ. I'm a DJ guy. I like DJ LeMahieu, but as I have said millions of times, his best days are behind him. But I know you. I'm with you, Max. That I like Volpe at that 7th, 8th spot. But looking at this current roster, I feel like he's the guy that you put in the leadoff spot. When you look at the lineup, there's really they don't have a leadoff guy. They need a leadoff guy. I saw a couple of people keep mentioning Dominguez, but I don't think I wouldn't. I'm not comfortable putting him there yet, especially in his rookie season. So I think I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but it's just I feel like in his first year, I don't know if that would be a good idea. Maybe in the future, maybe I would hate for Boone to play musical chairs, with the lineup. So, but I don't think Dominguez, personally, in my opinion, I don't think he should be the leadoff guy. Would you guys agree with that?
I just say there's not a lot of options right now on this team. It's either Volpe or Dominguez, in my opinion. Like those are the two.
Yeah.
I think Jazz personally would be better in the middle of the lineup. I don't want to see Dominguez leading off, but I feel like him or Volpe are the two options. And
right.
like I said, it could be Volpe by default because they've already done it. They've already seen him hit there, but we saw him struggle there. Like he struggled badly leading off. So that's a concern. I mean, that's why I say this team is not done. There's no way they go into I mean, there could be a way because we went into 2023 without a legit left fielder. So I personally just don't think a plan of having DJ play third is smart. Like, I think that if they do acquire a bat, they might have to hit two birds with one stone and get a guy that can lead off and that can play infield. I think that's probably what the Yankees are looking into. If I was in the front office, that's what I would do. If I'm training for a bat, can this guy lead off first and foremost? Because that's a hole. But we don't have a leadoff guy. So I just feel like there's a move to still be made.
There's got to be a move that still needs to be made. I mean, there's been a lot of players mentioned as far as who the Yankees were linked to and who they've talked to, who they're interested in. I mean, all these reports coming out, but I know, Arias's name has been brought up many times. I mean, that was a thing for a week, and then they said, then there was conflicting reports saying that the Yankees were not interested. So, who knows what's real and what isn't, especially with all the reports coming out. But who are I know who Ace wants. Ace and I have had this discussion many times as far as getting another bat.
Who do I want?
Bregman.
That's right.
Yeah. Or
Ryan McMahon.
Or
Alec Bohm. I've said
Alec Bohm. Yeah.
I said three. Bohm, Bregman, or McMahon are the three that I would love. Obviously, two of those would have to be traded. So
yeah, and speaking of Bregman, apparently they've had soft talks with the Cubs about maybe having a short-term deal with opt-outs, similar to Cody Bellinger, which I'm not surprised about that. Not to go too much off topic, but I expected Alonso and Bregman to get short-term deals because they're definitely not going to get what they're looking for. And they need to decide soon because spring training is right around the corner. We're less than a month away from players reporting. So, but yeah, so I know Ace wanted Bohm, Ryan McMahon, Bregman. Who was on your wish list there, Max?
I mean, I had to put a rise in there at this point. I know his defense is not the best, but his bat is just, even if it's a 1 year, I don't know how much you would have to give up because you have to take on $14 million now. Mm-hmm. So no matter what, we would have to trade away Stroman before we do any of these moves. Like if we got rid of Stroman, Bregman maybe could be in play because if you do get a 3-year contract from Bregman with opt-outs, maybe they can afford that. But Stroman has to be off these books in order to do any of these moves, even for Luis Arias. But if, just throwing names out there for like my favorite, Nico Horner is up there for me. I know the Cubs really haven't mentioned his name in any talks, but looking at his stats and looking at, his glove, I would love Nico Horner, and you got some years of control with him. We all keep hearing Brendan Donovan's name get brought up, but that would be another guy. I think Donovan would be a great bat in this lineup. That's another team, the Cardinals, why would they trade him? But now they have some contract issues now with, they didn't agree on a contract with the arbitration stuff. So
yeah, $450,000. They could, Donovan said one price, they said one price, so it was a $450,000 difference, which, they want to lock him up. They're trying to extend him, but at the same time, it's like, hey, if you're trying to lock in one of your own, I don't know what it is you guys are negotiate. I mean, why so much trouble here?
Yeah,
he was your best play. He was your best bat in 2020.
Yeah, and like you said, like it's essentially it's for pennies. $450,000 in baseball is like, it's nothing for a player that can do what he can do. He's played everywhere in the field, but who knows? Maybe I don't think they'll trade him. I don't think. I just if you're asking me who I would like Nico Horner or Luis Arraez, Nico Horner, or Brendan Donovan would be my three. But I don't see us going after any of those guys, at this point, because the contract with Stroman is so important to get off the books. And I'm not saying Stroman's a bad player. I'm just saying, like, we have a rotation. I don't think he fits in there right now. He didn't even make the postseason roster until, the World Series. But he's making 18. If he didn't have that vesting option, I think Stroman would have been off this team already. I think teams would have took his contract. But that vesting option is so important, because a team, say he pitches 140 innings and then, he's terrible. And then now you have to pay him $18.3 million next year on top of that. So I know the Yankees, I feel like they would be okay eating some of that money up, maybe $5 to $7 million. But
that's a lot.
It's but it was still free up. It was still free up 11 mil.
Yeah,
it was still free up 11 mil.
I think I'd be comfortable with like 3 to 5, like around that range. But yeah.
But other teams, though, if you say, hey, we'll eat 5 to 7 million, I think teams will bite on it. 3 to 5. I mean, yeah, I would love to eat 3 to 5, but I don't think teams would bite on that.
Yeah,
that's just it, man. I'm with you, right, Ace, on 3 to 5 million, but I like 5 to 7 million seems a little bit more ideal. I mean, if they did more, then they're going to other teams will jump on it. So. I mean, there's teams that they could but the Yankees did say that they were willing to eat some of his contract. How much I couldn't tell you. So
I feel like they know they have to at this point.
So they're going to want the most from the Yankees when it comes down to that. So it just depends on how much they're going to willing to eat. He has value though. Marcus Stroman is a guy that can eat innings. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, stays healthy. Like I said, I think. A team that needs to spend, that's getting shit for not spending, the Oakland A's. I mean, the A's could definitely take on a guy like that. What will we get back? Middle tier prospects, but you'd get back you'd free up that salary. But yeah, I think that's probably the next move to be made. Is probably going to be Stroman out of here before we make anything else. Personally, the infield is something that we still have to address. Like, I understand the appeal for Arias. I was never really big on him. 1 WAR, high average guy, doesn't walk. Doesn't really give you anything besides a good batting average. Just wasn't sold on him defensively, stinks. I just think that, and NFE and I talked about this the other day, based on that last, the previous hot stove, not the one that just came out, I think the Yankees are done infield-wise. I think realistically it's probably going to come down to, and I'm not saying I want this to happen, but I think it's going to be DJ LeMahieu, Cabrera, or Peraza at third base. I really think, based on what we just heard, that the Yankees are going to wait for the market to come to them and be patient. Dude, how much more patient can you be? The regular season pitchers and catchers are less than 30 days away. These guys got to report soon. So I think, and how much the Yankees love their older aging prospects that they think they can still get some value out of. DJ LeMahieu, like Max and myself talked about, there's a lot of money coming. There's a lot of money to put on the bench. The Yankees are looking at that. They really are. So don't be surprised if DJ LeMahieu gets the first crack opening day. Defensively, I have faith in him. Defensively, bat-wise, you bat him ninth, and you just hope it's found money. But we'll see what happens. You move Jazz back to second, and if Cabrera can get hot, if Cabrera can get off to the start that he got off to last season before the Marlins series, maybe you stick him there. Maybe Peraza gets an opportunity. He has no more options to get at third. Maybe it's a third base by, committee until one comes open. But you got to keep in mind, with the playoffs, a lot more teams think that they're still in it, so they're less likely to be sellers at the deadline. So could a Ryan McMahon open up? Could they decide to trade him? They talked about it last year. We know why he ultimately didn't get traded, but maybe they find themselves out of it and say, okay, Ryan, better situation this year. Let's go ahead and part ways this year. So I don't know. We'll see.
Another thing is, if no one's biting on Stroman now, I mean, do the Yankees just hold on to him? And then I don't want to say, I don't want this to happen, but there usually is an injury or two in spring training. Now for us, not cross our fingers, please, no one get hurt for our team.
Knock on wood.
But usually it happens, man. There's a pitcher that goes down in spring, and maybe the Yankees are like, okay, well, if no one's biting on Stroman now, let's wait till spring and see what happens then. Because they can still make a move during spring training, during all the games and stuff goes on. I don't know, man. It just seems like they just can't find a team that's going to bite on this Stroman contract. And it, like you Ace, you touched on, you don't know who would they get back in return. I mean, I think the Yankees don't care. They can get back like their 25th prospect for all they care. They just want to get this money off the books so they can make another move to help this team. Because you touched on DJ making 15 mil, and then Trent Grisham's making $5 million. So essentially, if you don't play DJ, you've got $20 million sitting on the bench, just sitting. That's nasty. That's disgusting, right? That's $20 million that you could probably throw to Bregman. I think he would want more, but you see what I'm saying? Like, that's $20 million where you can throw at a player that can bring this team great value. And that's what, right now, that's where we're sitting at, man. That's where we're sitting at. And it sucks because, man, that $20 million. And then you move Stroman, that could be another 10. That's a lot of money that we could have, used. But unfortunately, that's what we have. So.
And real quick, David Elias coming through with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, man. He says, let's go. Chia. You guys are the man. 2025, man.
I see what you did there,
Excuse
David. He did me and Max all in one. Now you got to do the next super chat. You got to talk about NFE's couch. That's what you got to talk about. So get all three of us on that.
Yeah, the infamous couch. I sent a picture of the couch to Ronnie. He's like, this is the couch. I was like, yeah, now you can stop talking about it. It's nothing special. Let's talk about your couch. If Ronnie's still in the chat, I don't know, but yeah.
Hey, real quick, Billo. So, what about the $10 million for Aaron Hicks?
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh,
just hey,
I totally
you're not making it any. You're not making it any better, Billo. Golly.
Yeah. Oh, that was a gut punch, literally a gut punch.
Isn't Donaldson's off though, or is this?
Donaldson's off.
Donaldson's
we had to pay.
Donaldson's off. I think
we had to pay Rizzo $6 million for the buyout, so that's $6 million tied up for Rizzo.
Which, I mean, next year, there's going to be a lot of money coming off the books next year as well. So, I mean, I think the team is one or two moves away, realistically. You got to add a lefty out of the pen. I would love to bring back Tim Hill, realistically. There have been talks with other guys, but Tim Hill would be nice, you know what I'm saying? Matt Blake did a great job with him as well. We need another bat in the infield. It's as simple as that. And we got to figure out the leadoff spot. But if this team did start today, if the season starts today, I do think Volpe would be our leadoff guy. He had some success for a while during that 21-game hitting streak with that trio of him, Soto, and Judge. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can take some of that. I think he would be the first guy given a crack at it. But, overall, the offseason, in my opinion, was a success. I think this team is still the best team in the AL, no doubt. No one else around the AL has really made anything. The one team that I do think in the AL that can challenge us, just because of how pesky they are, I think the Red Sox are going to be pesky this year.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox are going to be better.
I think the Orioles are taking a dive. The Blue Jays, no one wants to go there. Tampa's Tampa, but I think the Red Sox are going to be a lot better this year. They're going to try to be a thorn in our sides this year, realistically. Cleveland got worse. The Royals got better, but I still feel like we played them well. But yeah, I still think the Yankees are the best team in the AL, and a couple of moves here and there, maybe one or two moves, realistically 3 moves. Get rid of Stroman, bring in a lefty, maybe add one more bat, and I think we're good to go.
I agree. I agree with Jay Snell. He said Texas could be good. I think the Rangers are going to be really good this year.
Same. If they can stay
I feel
healthy.
like that's going to be a team that could maybe we might see them in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Like I still think we're the best. Like I agree with you, Ace. Like the American League has got weakened this offseason because of all the talent going to the National League. You know what I'm saying? But there's a couple of I don't want to say the Astros, but
Nah, I think they're done.
Yeah,
think
they
they're
might
done.
be on the downhill too, but
The
I
Royals
agree with
got
you.
Jonathan India, which
Yeah, that's why I said the
that's
Royals.
yeah. Oh man, the Royals. I mean, I wanted Jonathan India. Like that was the one guy that I really wanted the Yankees to go after, but
They got Jazz instead, though.
they
He was
got
the
Jazz
first.
instead. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Like it's you guys might give me hell for this, but I wanted the Yankees to go after India before Jazz. Now I did say if the Yankees did get Jazz, I'd be perfectly fine with it because I do like Jazz
I
Chisholm.
was with you, NFE, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And here we go. Another $2 super chat from David Elias. He says, IKEA couch, Shia, you are the man. Number 28 inbound. Let's
There you
go.
Yeah, people were getting on me NFE last year because I wanted India too. That was my first
Yeah.
because I feel like he was a leadoff guy we could have had,
He's
and
a perfect second baseman, too. I mean,
yeah,
he was perfect.
and then Jazz comes over, hits 8 home runs in the first 10 games or something
Yeah.
like that.
Pretty
And then
wild.
everyone's like, "Oh, what I say? What I say, bro? You said you didn't want Jazz." I was like, I didn't say I
happens.
didn't want him, but
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
have preferred India. But can't get them all right,
You
right?
can't get them all. Yeah, exactly. You can't get them all. I mean, unfortunately, but India would have been dope for the Yankees. But look, I know the Yankees. I know a lot of fans are still waiting for them to get another bat. I'm 50-50. I think they will get another bat, but if they didn't, I wouldn't be surprised. I think, like you guys were mentioning, I think they're trying to offload Stroman first before they make a move for another bat. And what comment are you looking at
D-Rod.
there, man? Huh?
D-Rod.
D-Rod? Oh, stupid.
Oh man, I just remember that like last year, bro. People were flaming me. I was like, "Great home run, Jazz. Keep doing that."
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Royals they got better, especially again India. Like,
yeah, I could see the Royals honestly finishing at the top of the division. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
At the
I
AL
think so.
Central?
Yeah. I
Can you
think
guys
so.
see that?
don't sleep on the Tigers, but I think the Royals. I mean, on
Gleyber
paper right
Torres.
now, I feel.
Watch out for Gleyber.
Yeah, watch. Gleyber's gonna murder the Yankees when they play each other.
Because think about this, Bregman's getting signed somewhere, right? And right now it feels like the Tigers are the most realistic spot for Bregman because AJ Hinch is there. You pair him up with the cheater with the cheater, right? But no, I mean I like Bregman. I just had to bring that up, but they have the ties. I think the Tigers could get Bregman. If the Tigers get Bregman, then I think that team is pretty good. I think that team
That
could be
could be a different
Yeah,
story.
I don't want the Red Sox to get Bregman.
me neither.
Oh,
Yankee
no.
fans think that they don't like Bregman now. You're really gonna hate him if he becomes a Red Sox. So
Yeah.
And David with another $2 super chat. He says, "God bless you at TC Steels. You're in my prayers." Yeah. For those of you that don't know who TC Steels is, he lives in California, but I've gotten in touch with TC. He says he's safe. So I hope what's happening in California real quick. It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, I feel sorry for the folks there, and for anybody that knows anyone, make sure you check on them for the lives lost. My condolences to the lives lost, to the families. It's unfortunate what's happening over there. I know Will Star was in here, so I'm assuming Will Star. I hope everything with you, TC. I hope you guys are still safe out there. Let me know what's going on with the wildfires. I haven't really quite followed. I mean, the first few days, I was like, it was so bad. And TC still says, I'm many miles away, guys. Prayers for those in LA and North. All right, good, man. I'm glad you're safe, but I'm hoping Will Starr is doing good as well. But man, it's pretty freaking wild stuff
That's
out there, man. I
crazy.
hate to bring it up, but it's happening. It's right now. So they're still going. He says, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we're all thinking about everyone in California. Like,
yeah. We're thinking of everybody in Cali.
it's sad, man.
Yeah, lives lost is never good, no matter the situation. So, yeah. So, Ken brought it up in the chat, and I know you brought it up, Max, in your chat. The Yankees acquired a pitcher from the Cubs for cash considerations.
That's a World Series move.
Oh, it's a total World Series.
It's a World, like when Ace and I did our trade deadline show 2 years ago, when we got Kenyon Middleton, man, I think that was just God. That put us over the top.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, man, Middleton for that short period, he wasn't too bad. He was actually
he did pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys know Cashman. He finds these arms that we've never even heard of or never even thought about. And next thing you know, you connect them with Matt Blake, and all of a sudden these guys are just lights out. You know what I mean? Like these bullpen arms. I don't know what the game plan is for this guy that they just acquired, but
I think personally, and yeah, LA, I was kidding. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I was just messing around. I was joking, but I think they're just loading up on these minor league talent, man, because there's something brewing, man.
Yeah.
Something's in that crock pot. I got some chicken downstairs in the crock pot. I can smell it. But there's something cooking for real, man. The Yankees just signed Andrew Velasquez. Then they signed Dominic Smith. These aren't world beaters by any means. Then they trade for Michael Arias, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're making moves to add some depth pieces to the minor league, the minor league for a reason. Maybe they're just loading up for spring training. Maybe it's just me just thinking out of the box a little bit, but I think something's cooking.
Yeah,
and it's not the Rock.
No, they do this every year, man. They sign some names that you don't think about. It's just a lot of depth pieces. You know how they are when it comes to adding depth to the team. So, let's see. I mean, hopefully something is brewing. Hopefully,
I will say this: the Yankees love trading with the Cubs.
Yes, they do.
Scott Efros, Bellinger. Then we get Glaber from the Cubs.
Yeah, Mark Leiter Jr., Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, speaking of Mark Leiter Jr., they're going to go to arbitration. So they're going to go to a hearing.
Yeah.
They're going to come to an agreement. So
he wants, what, $500,000 more than what the Yankees offer him?
Something along those lines.
Sit down.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean,
I said it earlier. I was like, oh, it's pennies, right? It's pennies to the MLB. Oh, $500,000. But come on, Mark, really?
Yeah, but $500,000 to us, we want all that.
You see how bad you did with us? You see
he was
how
good in
bad?
the playoffs, though. He was solid in the playoffs.
He was solid in the playoffs.
He was.
You gotta remember, they overused him when he was with the Cubs, man. They used him a lot. So by the time he came to the Yankees, the guy was already he was burnt out. You know what I mean? But playoffs, he turned it around. Postseason, he definitely turned it around.
Oh, he
came
did
into some big situations and definitely got us out of it.
But also, man, sometimes those splitters, he would just hang them up, man. Golly, he would just hang them over the plate.
Yeah, the velocity wasn't what I thought it was going to be either, to be honest with you. Like, I thought being a high strikeout guy, like, his velocity was crazy. It really wasn't. So,
yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. I mean, as far as, they'll come to an agreement. I mean, once they go to arbitration, they'll side with whoever and then still be part of the Yankees bullpen, unless if they decide to trade him. But I don't know.
Let me ask you guys this.
Yeah.
Someone asked me today in my chat. We're close to some games, 37 days away till Yankee spring training games start. Give me one player that you think is going to have a good spring. It could be pitcher, it could be a bat, and everyone in the chat as well. Let us know one player in spring that you think is going to have a crazy spring, and then maybe the Yankees got to look at him like just like with Volpe, when Volpe had that nice spring and
okay.
he ended up winning the job. Like, what's one player that you think is going to have a great spring?
Go.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, I'm saying, I know a couple of people have said it. I'm saying it's between Peraza or Dominguez.
A lot of people are saying Dominguez.
Yeah. Those are my two guys, really. I mean,
It,
if
okay,
I
so
had
we're
to pick
talking.
one, though, I'd go Dominguez.
So we're talking about at any level. We're not just talking about because it sounds like you're saying like what lower prospect could shock people and then get a shot, or you're just saying anybody throughout the organization.
I'll say anyone, but like,
I'm gonna go Austin Wells.
okay.
I'm gonna go Wells. Austin Wells. He now knows he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? We got our backup catcher, which we got to figure out who's gonna be starting opening. Who's gonna be opening day backup catcher? But now this the year. No Jose Trevino. He's out of there. Austin Wells. Pressure's off. He played. He had moments where he played well in the cleanup spot. Had a struggled a little bit in the postseason, but I'd like to see him get it going.
This is going to be a very important year. Frenchie Cordero.
Those days, man.
Oh.
Those were the dark days. Remember
one
when
of
we
the
went in the
fantastic
opening
four.
season with no outfielders?
Oh
Yeah,
my
2023.
God,
IKF, Jake
Oh.
Bauer. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
like
Frenchie.
Ace, I know me and you talked about it. Remember that in 2023 when we had Billy McKinney in left, IKF in center field,
What an
Cordero in right, or maybe Willie Calhoun? Like,
Big Bang.
And Cordero was such fool's gold because remember he came on and hit a couple home runs early. Everybody's like, okay.
yeah, Jake
And then,
Bowers.
oof. Yeah.
That was my fantastic four of Cordero, McKinney, Bauer, and Calhoun. That was my fantastic four.
Jake Hooper
Such a-
right from State Farm, right, Max?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's your superhero reference.
Those are
there,
some good
Ace.
calls, though. Those are some good calls. My guy was Yorbit Vivas.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he like health is the number one thing with him because he dealt with injuries, pretty much all last season. But if Vivas shows up and has a good spring, the Yankees might, they might have to look into having him on the bench or maybe having him. I don't think he will be the starter, but if Vivas has a good spring, I think the Yankees could use him on the bench piece for sure because he can play second, third.
Yep. Well, we had him on a bench. He came up for a whole day.
Yeah,
just put the pinstripes on.
Just came up for a weekend. That's it. Yeah,
like
that
crazy.
Orioles series.
Only us. Also Spencer Jones as well. So we all know we got to see something from this guy. Get that strikeout rate down. Maybe if he balls out, they can fast track him. Maybe, but we'll see what happens.
This comment.
This comment.
Name a redhead with a fab beard game who'd make the New York Yankee roster. Maybe Justin Turner, right?
Ooh, there you
He's
go.
still out there. Maybe they just throw a dart on good old Justin. He's pushing 40, but his beard looking good. One player. I know it's off topic, but one player I would love to see play for the Yankees. Brennan Marsh. That guy would be a complete different look. Like,
holy smoke!
Cut his hair, cut his beard. Like,
bro, Fernando Tatis Jr. Remember that pic that was circulating around the internet of him with no beard, no dreads? It's like, oh man, talk about losing aura.
Oh, aura.
Aura.
I actually just traded.
Tossed around quite a bit.
In MLB, I'm playing MLB The Show again because I'm that deprived of baseball. But I just traded Soto for Tatis straight up because I was looking at the contracts. I'm like, Tatis is locked down. I mean, I don't have to worry about. I can re-sign Soto next off season. But it was funny though.
Who's gonna be on the cover this year? Watch it be Soto.
MLB?
Watch it be Soto.
Bro,
25.
Yeah, I mean, the deluxe edition if Soto's on the cover.
I'm gonna say Ohtani.
Nah, they already had him.
Yeah, but they'll probably go for him again. That's their golden boy, man.
When Jazz was a cover a couple years ago, I was like, "What the hell?" Like they couldn't.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Maybe Julio Rodriguez. I could see like someone like that.
I could see that. They just ranked him as #1 center fielder in MLB. I could see that. They're trying to raise his stock. So
Bobby Witt Jr.
Ohtani's bookie.
That'd be a good one.
Ohtani's bookie.
You got to play some bets, man. So Oh man, but I want to ask you guys this. Oh, and before I do that, another $2 super
David's
chat by
on
my
fire
guy.
right now.
Yeah, David's on fire, bro. I appreciate you, man. Yeah,
Damn, David.
exactly. 25
Must
New
be
York
pay week this
Yankees,
week.
hope and hype. 25 New York Mets, no hope, all hype. I love it, man. I love it. Which, speaking of hope and hype, which is perfect. What is the one thing you guys are definitely confident in when it comes to the New York Yankees going into 2025? And what are you guys worried about? Like, what's the one thing you guys are really confident about? What's the one thing you guys are truly worried about when it comes to the Yankees? So whoever wants to go.
I can say I'm still worried about infield defense.
Okay.
That would be my
Same.
worry.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, that's still a worry for me. Jazz is. I mean, the plan is to have him playing second base, which is his true position before the Marlins, put him in the outfield. I think Goldschmidt, he's a multi-Gold Glove winner, so I'm not too concerned with Paul Goldschmidt over there. But like the middle is still going to be concerned. There's Jazz. Like I haven't seen Jazz play second in a while, right? It's been outfield and third, and when he was on third, he looked okay. He didn't look terrible, but he still made some errors. That corner, if you're going to move Jazz to second, third base, like that's still going to be a liability, I feel like, defensively, because I know DJ, we keep bringing his name up. He's a utility man, but we don't really. I want a legit third baseman, man. Like that's your position, third. Like that's why Ace makes sense. If he wants Bregman, I agree. We can't afford him, but like Bregman is a legit third baseman. And then now the Pirates keep Brian Hayes requested a trade. That's what Michael K was talking about when I was listening to the show today. He's a legit third baseman. His bat stinks, but the glove is good. But
yeah. No, I was just going to say the Yankees are mainly. I think their main focus this offseason has been defense. So definitely. I mean, their defense last season, not the greatest. So, Hayes, like you said, his bat isn't great, but but his glove, on the other hand, I mean, he'd be a legit glove. Bregman, I just, on a short-term deal, maybe, but I just don't know if the Yankees want to sacrifice giving up 2 draft picks and IFA money.
They won't.
They don't.
They're not going to. They're not going to sign him. I was bringing his name up because he's a legit third baseman. What I'm confident about is Garrett Cole getting back on track. That was the one thing I'm confident about. If he's fully healthy, man, Garrett Cole's going to be Garrett Cole. He's going to be shooting for another Cy Young award if he's fully healthy, which I think he will be. So that's what I'm confident about.
Yeah. Max nailed it with the infield, so I'm gonna go a different route. What am I concerned about? Aaron Boone. I'm Aaron Boone. Like he had moments in the postseason. He looked well, but we all know what happened. Game 1 kind of set the tone. That was a game that, if you could have got, game 1, that whole situation is different. Throughout the course of the season, we continue to see, Boone make Boone-headed plays. You know what I'm saying? Boone-headed managing. You know what I'm saying? What am I confident in? Our starting rotation, good pitching can beat good hitting, especially in the playoffs. You can't hit your way to a World Series, but you can pitch your way to a World Series. Also, I got faith in this front office after this year. I'm gonna tell you that. Like Cashman and Howe have stood on business.
Ooh.
They really have. All things considered, like they think of. There's a different universe where this offseason definitely doesn't go our way. And a lot of us thought it was leaning towards that once we lost Juan Soto. We're like, the Yankees probably not making any moves. But then they pivoted really well and woke up. So I've been giving them, the utmost, compliments this entire offseason because to be able to get a guy, Devin Williams, as they ranked in best closer in the league, Max Fried, who, lead the league in ERA for a couple years already. You get yourself a low-risk award. They're trying to win now and also planning for the future. Paul Goldschmidt is proof of that. You got yourself a guy that can contribute this year. High reward, low risk. Realistically, for all those that didn't like the Goldschmidt trade, it's really only a half a year, like deal, because if you don't like him, if he's struggling at trade deadline, you can go get somebody else. It's as simple as that. Then add him to the bench. They're trying to win this year while also planning for next year, with where the free agent market will be a little bit better with Kyle Tucker, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Murakami, a couple others hitting free agency as well. So I like what's happening now. We're trying to win now and also plan for the future, which is what it feels like the Yankees haven't done for the longest. Seems like we're just focusing on reloading without really going all in. But yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'm confident with their pitching. I am absolutely confident with their pitching, whether it's their bullpen or their starting pitching. I mean, their starting pitching, I have more confidence in now, especially when they added Max Fried. Because if they didn't add another starting pitcher, I was skeptical about the starting rotation. But by adding Max Fried, I feel like that was a big upgrade. Bullpen, I have no issues with. The bullpen, I think, is going to be fine. My worry, though, honestly, it is going to be the bats to some extent, because losing Soto was big, because he was a huge difference maker. But even if they signed Soto back, right? Let's just say if they did, this was something that it's been talked about heavily. I'm sure you all talked about it too. And our guy Ken always brings it up, is situational hitting. That's my worry, is because how many times have we watched games where you have guys on second and third, nobody out, and they only scored one run
Or none.
or none. Yeah, and it's absolutely frustrating. It's like, God, I mean, here's an opportunity and you guys don't execute. So I mean, I do love home runs, don't get me wrong, but I just feel as though, you can't rely so much on that. You gotta, if you have runners on base, you have to execute on those opportunities, put the ball in play, get some runs in. And I that is my worry, honestly, is just the situational hitting. And it looks like David, another one, $2. Let's go. He says, with another $2 super chat, he's saying Volpe, Jason, Wells, Freed, Hill, Jazz equals dynasty. Hey man, I'll take it. And
so no Aaron Judge in there, no,
yeah, I guess no Judge, man. I guess we're leaving. I guess we're leaving Judge out.
That's another thing too. That I think Aaron Judge is gonna have good years here. I really do. And I want you guys' thoughts on it. I think it doesn't get any worse than the fifth inning. Like, you can't get any worse than that. So Judge needs to go out there, get that stress and that monkey off his back, go out there and prove it. Now, we know what he does in the regular season, cool. But when it comes to the playoffs, we need him to have an A-Rod 09 type of year where he just tends to go off. But what do you guys think Aaron Judge will do this year?
I mean, I think Aaron Judge regular season, I'll say this. I think he's going to be Aaron Judge in the regular season, the Aaron Judge that we all know. I think he's, there's no doubt that his batting average is going to be, over 300. There's no doubt there. I'll give him, I'll say 320 batting average for Judge. I'm going to say 320 batting average. I'll give him home runs. What did he hit? 58 during the regular season, during 2020 in 2024. I'll go same number again. I'll go 58. I'm gonna say 58 home runs. Again, I think he could do that, and I think he'll have a 320 batting average. But I'm not concerned about his regular season numbers. It's his postseason, really, man.
Yeah.
But I hope if the Yankees do, there's no doubt that I think they'll make it into the postseason. But if he does, I hope there's a fire that is lit under him. Because I think with the Yankees losing Juan Soto, I think there's a fire that's lit under him, and I think we're going to see a whole different version of Judge.
I think Judge is going back to back, like Drake said. I think Judge is going back to back. He's going to win MVP again. Especially if he hits 58 home runs again, he's definitely going to win an MVP. But no, I agree with you, Ace. I mean, he has to show up in the postseason. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about Judge. I like Judge in the regular season. He's going to do his thing. Is he going to have some slumps? Yes. And then people are going to be like last year, Ace, Soto's the real captain. Soto's my captain of this team. What? You're just going to turn your back on Judge for a bad month?
And
Damn.
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Giancarlo also balled it. Giancarlo, you could argue he had the best offseason out of all the Yankees.
No, yeah. He was supposed to. Giancarlo was that guy in the
postseason. Yeah, he's a different animal.
And that's the thing the Yankees are going to have to prepare for, because we know when it comes to Giancarlo Stanton, he's going to miss time. He's going to miss time. He's going to be on the IL.
Yep.
You know that. So you have to be prepared depth-wise for when he does go down. Hopefully Dominguez has a great year, stuff like that. You know, Giancarlo Stanton is going to be frustrating throughout the regular season, but you know when it comes to the postseason, that motherfucker's locked in. Like, so many great moments for Giancarlo Stanton. Like, the playoffs, man, like I said, when I went back and I was doing my 2024 recap, which Max and NFE were both on it, bro, there was just going back and reliving those moments again and watching them again. Giancarlo Stanton Judge against the Guardians. Woo, that was crazy.
Bro. Yeah, when Judge hit off Clase.
Yep.
Like, Judges came through in the postseason with some clutch hits.
Yep.
Like, I will give him that. The numbers don't look great, but the moments he's had, he's been there. You know, he in Game 5 when that trash happened that we're not going to talk about anymore. He hit a home run.
He got to start.
Like he started the game for it. Like, Judge, he's came through in some spots. Now he needs to put it all together in the postseason. But I mean, like you said, like that home run against Clase. I mean, bro, that was, you know, we were down. You know what I'm saying? We came back, right? I will say this: the one to piggyback off your question, your question, NFE. What am I concerned? I pray this one thing that happened last season that this team could not do. This one thing, they could not hit left-handed pitching.
Oh, that'll be fixed with Goldschmidt this year, though.
That's yep. When Goldschmidt hit 295 against lefties last year, Bellinger hit 298 last year against lefties. So, like, they have been making moves. That's another thing the Yankees were looking at. But I pray that we can put it together against left-handed pitching, because that was the kryptonite last year. Like, literally, we could sit here and look. Okay, let me see who's on the mound. It could be Travis Bojo in AAA on a spot start. If he's a lefty, he's gonna win. He's gonna strike us out 6 times, and he's gonna probably win.
Patrick Corbin.
Oh yeah,
Patrick Corbin's best start in 6 years was against us last year.
And you didn't want to see a guy like Cole Reagans. Like, that's why I was glad we were able to knock them out, because I did not feel confident going against Cole Reagans again twice in the series. So
yeah, Cole Reagans is good. But like that, if this team can please be better with that, like that's very important, man, because teams knew about that and they would just roll out 3 lefties in a row against us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes it led to, I mean, me and Ace called the Subway Series. I mean, we were just, it was game over by third inning.
We're also not going to have JD Martinez batting in
Davis
batting in the 4th spot. And we're not going to have DJ LeMahieu leading off. And, oh, my gosh, that was – Yankees
Jahmai Jones.
Oh,
my Jones. Oh, man.
That lineup was so laughable, bro.
That was atrocious. But you know, let's say if the Yankees – I mean, the Yankees make the postseason. Let's say if they don't win the World Series.
They better make the postseason.
Well,
you're talking like let's say they
I mean, you never know, bro. You never know, man, because, you know – giving Aaron Boone a hard time. So, speaking of Aaron Boone, could this be you think this will be his final year if they don't win a World Series?
I think it's probably his final year regardless.
Okay.
In my opinion, because, like, remember, they let Girardi's contract play out. They didn't extend Aaron Boone yet. So I think we could be seeing something similar to that. If we go to it would be hard though. If we went to the World Series 2 years in a row and we just happen to not win it, like, let's say we don't have a top of the 5th, but we lose a well-fought 7-game series. I'd argue to bring him back as long as he didn't make mistakes that helped us lose that. But I think ultimately the Yankees will let the contract play out and move on after this year, like what they did with Girardi.
Yeah, I don't think they give him an extension. I don't think they're going to talk extension with him yet. I think they're going to let 2025 play out, and they should. I think they should let 2025 play out and see what happens.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's
I don't really see an extension happen mid-season. I think if an extension would have happened, it already happened by now.
mhm.
But this, I mean, if we make the World Series again, it would be tough to let him walk. But like Ace said, unless he goes out there and costs us 2-3 games, and then that's a different story. If you're Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner, you're like, bro, you cost us this World Series, man. Like, we can't bring you back. But I know a lot of fans don't want Aaron Boone back. I get it. At the end of the day, we need to win the World Series, bro. Like, it's
Mhm.
been since 2009. I was 15 years old, damn it. I want to celebrate. I want to pop bottles. I want to go crazy, right? But it needs to happen. It's been so long. So, unfortunately, if it doesn't happen, someone's got to go, right? And especially on a this is last year because of the team option on Boone. It's not going to be Brian Cashman. He ain't going to get fired, right?
Yeah, he
It's
ain't
going
going
to
nowhere.
it's going to be Boone that's going to
Mhm.
be let go. So,
I don't know.
yeah, I think it's a World Series or he might be out this year. So, or
I
maybe he
think
just says, "Screw this, I'm gone." Like, I
maybe.
can't do this anymore.
Um, I don't know. Maybe Cashin might go too because like we've seen Hal be more hands-on this offseason than he has in a long time. Hal was very confident and comfortable with letting Brian Cashman run things, but he's been hands-on like the last couple of off seasons. Remember with Aaron Judge, Hal Steinbrenner had to step in. With Juan Soto, he had to step in. So maybe he's really starting to take this more seriously. And if we don't get it done this year, maybe he decides to clean house and say, you know what, we got to bring in a GM and a head coach that can get this done because the roster is a World Series caliber roster. I'm not saying win the World Series, but it's caliber enough to get you there. So
Yeah,
then what's the problem? Why can't you do it? So I
yeah.
think it could be there both of their last years.
Yeah, well, Cashman, I think he's got an he's what till 2026 if I'm not mistaken.
I
But
think it's 2 more years. Like, he signed a 3-year extension
yeah,
after last season, or in 2023 that year. I think he signed a 3-year extension.
I think at some point I think Cashman won't be the GM of the team anymore. At some point he won't be the GM. I think he'll serve a different role
Yeah,
in the
same. They won't fire him.
organization.
They'll
Yeah,
they'll promote him.
yeah,
Yeah,
they'll put him somewhere else where he's maybe more
Advisor, something.
advisor, or I don't know, maybe he could take over the president role and take over for Randy Levine or something. I don't know, but he's going to serve a different role at some point. It's gonna happen. He's going to be in the he's going to be part of the Yankees organization until he decides to step away. And real quick, another $2 super chat by my boy David. My goodness, dude, making it rain. Let's go. And he's saying a ring and a stable roster will forgive past years. Yeah, I'm with
oh,
you. So
dude, we need to win quick. Like
yeah,
we could erase that fifth inning real quick with a World Series win this year. Aaron Judge goes out there, get him a World Series MVP.
I'm
Let's get it.
terrified of the Dodgers, though, bro.
yeah,
I
the
really
Dodgers,
am.
man. Dude,
I hope someone upsets them in the NL. Like,
I got Yankees versus Phillies this year, World Series.
whoa,
a
I'm going
rematch
out
of
there.
'09,
I
huh?
got Yankees versus Phillies.
Well, the team that could give the Dodgers a hard time, man, the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
Watch out for
that's
them.
true.
That starting rotation is going to be killer, especially with the addition of Corbin Burns.
Yeah, Phillies too.
Phillies, yeah.
Zach Wheeler's no joke. Like I'm telling you, I think like Yankees and Phillies is what I'm going on record saying this year, and I think the Yankees will take it this year. I got us at 97 wins.
You got 97.
I got
Okay.
97.
I have 96 as far as wins go.
I got
What do
100.
you got
I got
100.
100.
Okay.
I'm dropping a hundo on them. I
Well, there
mean,
was no 100 last year, so maybe
yeah.
we'll get a couple this year.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I mean,
saying
hey,
96.
we could have had 100. Think of all the blown saves Clay Holmes had. He's gone. Devin Williams hopefully won't be that bad.
Gleyber Torres, your boy.
Gleyber Torres, yeah. Dude, it's
Yeah.
just Aaron. Look, we were all saying it. Aaron Boone and Gleyber Torres were going to cost us in the World Series or in the playoffs, and they did. Both of them did. So, Gleyber's out of there, addition by subtraction. Clay Holmes, Max's favorite guy, by the way. Max ranted about how much he loved Clay Holmes all year round. He's out of there.
Dude, I made that rant when he had 6 blown saves, bro. He doubled that. So
he said, hey, check this out.
Well, we gotta. I mean, I'm not excusing Clay Holmes, but I've said it many times. Some of those blown saves was because of the players behind him. And I mentioned that so many times during the regular season, and everybody was like, Clay Holmes. But off season comes around, people and folks were like, Yankees defense. I'm like,
you're right, but he also put guys on base for the defense to blow it as well, because we've seen him come in. We see him come and get wild. This is why I actually do think Clay Holmes will serve a little bit better as a starter, and why I wouldn't want a guy like Luis Hill in the bullpen, which is what a lot of Yankee fans have talked about, is because coming out the bullpen, you need to be on immediately. You can't afford to be walking guys right away. As a starter, you can kind of find yourself throughout what's working, what pitches are working as the innings are going on. So if you struggle a little bit in the first, if you're able to get out of it, you can find it again. You're not afforded that same opportunity as a reliever. I mean, I think he might be a little bit better, but we'll see. But I absolutely agree. The defense let us down, especially go back to that Orioles game right before the All-Star break. God. Yeah. Volpe, and then you saw Verdugo trip up on Air, the turf monster.
Oh my, bro! I'll never forget that game, dude. Bad. I'll never forget that game, dude.
I wasn't calling that game because I was at the game. I was at the game the day before, but when I was like, "You got to be kidding me, man!" And I looked at Max's call. I
couldn't even put words together. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
because he came in for it, tripped, and I'm like, "Bro, what are we doing?"
That was one of those games. That was one of those examples with the Clay Holmes blown save. It's like, folks were saying, we're still blaming Clay Holmes, and it's just like, he shouldn't be putting the infield in that position. Well, at the same time, it's like, the infield, you're getting paid to do your job. So, you gotta make those plays. You're all the professionals. Cause I mean, if you're going to be there, just stand there and look pretty. I mean, you could give me a few $1 million. I can make that happen. I won't make plays and I'll stand there. And shout out to my boy Jason from 161 River Ave. Yo. What is going on, bro? What's up, man? Make sure you guys subscribe to 161 River Ave if you haven't yet. Puts out good baseball content. I mean, he's got a different mind. I'll say it like that. And Damien, what the hell? I haven't seen you in a long time. Where the hell have you been? What up, Damien?
What's going on, fellas?
Yo, man, we got a few people coming in. So, shout out to everybody in the chat though. The chat is on fire, so I'm paying attention to all the chats, and it's very active. People cracking jokes, people talking about the game. So
yeah, they keep calling me the redheaded stepchild on the panel, man.
Yeah, as they say, me and if people like brothers, you'd like the adopted one. That's what I'm seeing.
all these ginger jokes, dude. Surprised I do have a soul. Just to let you guys know that in the chat. I do have feelings, okay?
Yeah. So let me ask you guys something also. The chat can weigh in on this as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Every year there's one Yankee player that the fans have to kind of turn on, right? It was Gleyber Torres. Before that, Aaron Hicks, Josh Donaldson. Carlos Rodon is kind of still one of them. Which Yankee this year is going to be the Yankee scapegoat that everybody tries to blame if the Yankees start struggling? Who's going to be that one player the fans turn on?
Volpe.
I agree with that. Because you've kind of already seen it a little bit.
Yeah, Volpe's like the next on the chopping block for the fans.
Jazz.
I can see Jazz too.
Yeah.
Only because Jazz is just his moxie of him coming in yo, we got this. Bro, you haven't been here longer. You haven't been here to struggle with us enough, is what a lot of people feel like. I think Rodon, if he doesn't get off to a start again, could possibly be that guy.
I'm excited for a whole year with Jazz, though, man. I feel like his play, just his speed. He had 40 stolen bases last year. I mean, all 40 of those this year for the Yankees is going to be clutch. His game, I'm excited. His swing in Yankee Stadium, dude. Jazz, I think he's gonna ball out this year, man. I really do.
See, That's what I don't like about Jazz, though. That power, that short porch in right field is really on top. Your eyes are wide when it comes to that, right? He needs to become more of a slap hitter, in my opinion. Like, I really do. You need to utilize that speed. Stop trying to hit everything out the park. I get it, though. I understand. In Yankee Stadium right field, it's a lot closer. But I am right there with you. A full year of Jazz should, can you imagine Jazz being at the 6 and Volpe at the 7? Those dudes will wreak hell on the base path. You'd be getting a bunch of double steals. They get on base, and it could lead to some big innings.
Yeah, and real quick, referee with the $2 super chat. Appreciate the super chat. Another $2 super chat. So he says, shout out to the 3 fellas. Appreciate you.
Man, Max, we getting a nice little cut out of this one, Max. They making it rain over here.
Hey, NFE, we'll come on more often, bro. We'll come on more often for you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Nah, y'all are good, man. Y'all are good.
Thank you guys.
You know what would be dope though if us 3 met up one day and went to a game together.
We're not coming on your couch, bro. We're not going to the couch.
You ain't invited on my couch, man.
No.
That couch is mine, bro. You ain't you boys can have each other's on your own couch.
Come on down to Florida, man. Bill O's ready to party down here too.
Yeah. No, but on the real though, like I'm actually trying to get a few people, like I'm trying to get a group to come out to Colorado. We actually talked about it with a few subscribers because one of the subscribers, he lives here in Colorado. I actually met up with him in the summer.
Okay. Cool, I would love to. I would love to go to Colorado. I've always wanted to go. And Coors Field.
Yankees are coming out here that Memorial Day weekend.
Ooh, you going? You going to the game?
Was that? Oh, I'm trying to go to all 3. That's what I'm trying to do because
you got to
is a dope venue.
Yeah.
So
make some footage for content.
I made a mistake 2 years ago. I try to go to at least one game every year, but like 2 years ago, I live down in Florida, so Tropicana Field will rest in peace of Tropicana Field, man. It sucks to see what that happened, but now George M. Steinbrenner Field is going to be the Rays' home stadium. But I went to one game, and we lost like 2-1. And I was like, next year I'm going to like all or at least 2 in case that happens. Like, I don't want to go to another game and we lose.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then the Ben Rice home run happened and I almost.
No, you weren't close.
I was close. I reached up there.
It went right over Max's hand. Like he was.
My girlfriend's watching the game and she's like, I think I just saw you. And I'm like,
I did too. I sent you pictures.
Yeah. Like
That's
you can.
funny.
Everyone was hitting me up on Discord. Like, yo, you were just on TV. Ben Rice hit a home run in right field in Tropicana Field. And you see me trying to jump up and get it. And yeah, just went right over my head.
You got butterfingers. It went right off the glove.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to go to more games too.
Like, I would definitely try to go to at least 2 in case in case something bad happens. You wanna go back and hopefully see a W.
Yeah,
I ended up going to the one where Soto and Judge went back to back at that versus the Orioles one. That one was crazy. That game, that whole stadium kind of rocked on that one. You could feel that all the way from outside.
Oh. You might not survive Colorado weather, Max.
Yeah.
Well, you said Memorial Day weekend, right? So that's in May. That's
like 23rd, 24th, 25th, I think is those dates. And yeah, I'm definitely I went to 2 of them when they came out here in 2023. Which, we're not going to talk about that. That was
God, when they got swept.
Yeah.
Or
they lost 2 out of 3. They lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and of course the 2 games.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, of course the 2 games that I went to, they lost. I'm like, really? And of course, Judge wasn't playing because he was hurt because of the freaking wall over there.
That sounds like to me that you were bad luck. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, shut up.
Or when you guys can come over to Virginia and we can make it we can go check out maybe Spencer Jones in the AAA and that'll be on Ken. Ken can go ahead and pay for all of our meals.
Oh, nice.
Tickets and everything.
Okay, tickets on Ken.
Yeah, you guys can have his couch. I'll just go stay.
Thank you, Ken.
I'm not scared of you, Brad. If you want to come to the mats, man, the mats are ready always.
Oh yeah, hold on. Off topic real quick. NFE, you ready for some 311 this Saturday?
Yes, man. I'm so you bring up the fights. I'm so happy the fights are back. I mean, at least I can focus on that while we're still waiting for baseball season. Because when there was no baseball season and no UFC, I'm like, bro, this is so boring right now.
Yeah.
So when UFC made its comeback last week, I was like, yes, I'm hanging out on my couch, I'm eating food and junk food, and I'm going to just watch these fights because I have been missing it. And 311, I am very, very excited about, man. So I got Makhachev winning in 5 rounds, unanimous decision, because that's going to be a dope fight with him and Orman. That's going to be their second fight. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah, that's going to be their second.
Islam's going to go crazy. He's always Islam's a piece, man.
Yeah,
go ahead and make that fight channel, man. That Max gave you the name. He gave you.
He's gonna want royalties on that. Nope,
just give me 5%, man.
He's gonna play his own. He's gonna switch it up.
I'm gonna trademark it before he makes it. I'm gonna trademark it.
Yeah, and in the co-main, I got Omar winning. I got Khabib's cousin winning the title. I think he'll be the new champ.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good card.
It'll be a good card, man. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. And Brad is saying he's going to UFC in Sydney next month. That's dope, Brad. Yeah, I know they're going to be in Sydney in February. So our friend Brad lives in Australia. So
nice.
Yeah, so I don't know who they got on that card, but I'm definitely Bill, I don't drink, so I don't drink alcohol at all. So
I'll drink with you, Bill.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can hang, but I can try.
Yeah, Bill or Max will drink with you. I don't drink, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to UFC, bro. I'm like, let's go.
So you telling me, NFE, if the Yankees win the World Series, you're not gonna have a drink on stream?
Nah.
All right.
No.
I want to see Ace drunk. I want to see Ace drunk and call a game.
That's the only time you'll see me take a couple shots is if the Yankees win the World Series.
You ain't gonna do a shot hour like I do?
Nah, man, because the next thing you know, it gets out of hand. You open up the chat to random strangers like me. That's how Max and I actually met. Like Max, what was it? The Yankees, the Yankees versus
Guardians.
Were they Guardians? Yeah, they were still Guardians.
2022.
Max was feeling himself a little bit. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the link, and everybody can join me.
Yeah, dude, it was Game 5 of 2022 ALDS when we beat the Guardians. I was pumped up. Had a lot of shots. I made the wrong decision, NFE. I said every 75 likes I do a shot. I had like 560 likes. And I was like, oh my, like I've never had that many likes before. So I was like, what did I do to myself, man? So like by the end of the game, bro, I'm toasted. I'm toasted.
That's wow. Okay. Yo, and Brad, Brad's going to be at the fights next month. I mean, again, a little bit off topic, but the main event for UFC 312 in Sydney, man, it's going to be Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland for the title.
Ooh.
And then Zhang Wei Li versus Tatiana Suarez for the co-main. And then, it looks like you got some of your fellow countrymen on the cards too. So, I mean, no surprise. So that should be a pretty good one there, Brad. I've been to UFC Fight Night when they came out here to Denver some years ago. That was a lot of fun. That was pretty dope.
They came here one UFC. Dude, nosebleeds 260. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not going. Dude, I can't afford UFC tickets anymore. There's no way.
Yeah, I've been watching Raw too. I've been watching Raw on Netflix.
How have you liked
boy
that
Travis
so far?
Scott came in there with a something sparked up. I was like, oh, they loving this Netflix thing. They can do whatever they want on Netflix.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go. I don't think they'll go back to Attitude Era, but they're definitely gonna be a little bit more. So
a little bit more off script.
Yeah, a little bit more off script. So, but yeah, it should be a good time.
D-Rod.
What's he?
Oh man, that's why I need y'all in the chat, bro. For that reason.
Dang.
Oh man, I don't try to get like that anymore. That was Cindy would kill me if I do that. We
get those good Max rants on that.
Oh yeah. So my monitors, my door's right here to my room.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll see Sydney. She'll just be like, no more. Because she'd be watching me and stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm just having fun. And she's like, yeah, I know. Just.
Or remember that time Spence texted me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what do you want me to do?
Hey, Ace, can you come over?
Yeah,
Can
he's
you?
yeah.
Jason
rein in
says,
Max. I'm like,
get my
what?
girl Nikki Bella back in the ring. Yeah, Nikki
Oh.
Bella's wrestling days are over, man.
She was there in Raw.
For real?
She was there for Raw, and she was looking good. I can say that because
Who's your all-time favorite one though? Who's your
all-time favorite woman?
Trish
WWE.
Stratus. You know who was mine?
Female?
AJ Lee. That's when I was.
Oh, you like those small petite?
AJ, she's Puerto Rican
Lita.
too. AJ Lee.
That's CM Punk's wife.
Mm-hmm. Lita.
Nice. So my favorite now is Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton.
Okay, Tiffany Stratton.
But
right.
Trish Stratus is.
See, my man Acevedo, Lita. There you go.
Better make sure Sydney Hand of Doom isn't listening.
Oh no, she's not home, so I can say all this.
Yeah, but she might end up watching.
She might pop in the stream.
It's on my channel, and she's gonna come after you.
Yeah, you put this on your community tab. She gonna be like, "What?"
Oh, hey, what'd you say? No, she knows I love Tiffy, because like they showed her on Raw, and I was like, "Ooh, that's my girl," and she goes, "Oh, really? I wonder why." And she was wearing something, a little like this. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
man.
No. Oh man.
So in typical NFE fashion, we got to talk about it, man. What y'all eating tonight? Every time we on streams NFE, you got to talk about food.
Well, bro, I had breakfast a few hours ago because I worked late last night, so I'm not hungry at the moment. So I don't know, maybe late night. I don't know what I'm gonna have, but we'll see.
I got some chicken in the crock pot right now.
That's what you were talking about. Yeah,
we're gonna shred that up, make some quesadillas with it.
Yeah, Max be throwing down, man. Max can cook.
I can smell that thing right now, and I'm upstairs. I'm like, damn, I'm getting hungry.
Let me guess, Ace, rice and beans.
Wow, that's racist, bro.
Wow.
Shut up. That ain't racist.
He's like, that Puerto Rican got to eat rice and beans. Nah.
Yo,
I was actually thinking, no lie, I was actually thinking about that. As soon as I talked about food, I was like, I might take the rest of the night off and go get some Spanish food. So
yeah, no, my family, you know what, man, dude, we're not Puerto Rican, but we're definitely into the rice and beans.
Yeah,
I love rice and beans. I'm white as can be. I'm as white as my shirt, but I love me some rice and beans, bro. I'll sign me up, man. Give me some lumpia too. I mean,
there's some good lumpia here in Virginia.
I love
lumpia,
of
Filipinos
bro.
Here. Got some really good Filipino food. Ken will tell you, really good.
For sure. But yeah, I'm seeing some of the food choices here. So Cadzilla saying nice bacon egg cheeseburger, I think is what he said. Yeah.
Bacon egg. Ooh, I love egg on a burger.
Max cooks. Max, what's your favorite food to cook?
I mean, I love cooking steak, ribs, brisket. I cook wings too.
Okay.
I cook it all, man.
I love wings.
So we going to Florida. Max gonna throw down for us.
Hey, and I put seasoning on my food, guys. All right. So don't even try me with that. I put a lot of seasoning on my food. Nothing's bland around here, man. So
no doubt. But I do garlic butter steak bites with right. Oh my god.
Y'all making me hungry.
Oh, okay. I gotta end the stream because now my stomach is like.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys. But
same.
Thank you for inviting me on, man. It was a blast.
No, thanks for coming on, man. I've been wanting to get both of you guys on at the same time. I've had Ace on here many times. I've jumped on his channel. Love to jump on with you one of these days, Max. So whenever you want to make that happen, just hit me up on X and let's make that happen. Yeah, man. I mean, we have 30 some days until some spring training games start. So I want to have, Ace on, you on, whoever else wants to pop on. Like, we got plenty of time to make some content, man. So yeah, I would love to set something up, man. Yeah, let's make it happen. But do appreciate Max coming on. Ace, as always, both you guys, thank you for coming on. I had a lot. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to make this happen. Shout out to everybody in the chat for tuning in. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and you guys want to join me one night. Jason, bro, you already know, man. You don't even need to ask. I'll join you. And Ace and Max on there. I think that us four, I think that would be dope.
Bro. I'll pop on whenever if I usually I work in the morning, so like if it's late night, I probably won't be able to make it. But yeah, I would love to jump on you whenever you want, man.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. And if you have his info, just shoot him my info.
Like your phone number?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just don't put it on the stream. Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously. All right, guys. Here's
like about the
Ace's phone number. Here you go.
Show speed Ace.
Oh God. Yeah.
But no, I'll forward your phone number to Jason once we get off stream here. TC, bro, you know what, man? We need to get you back on too, man. Let's
go. Let's just have a big ass round table.
Yeah, let's get a big round table.
We should do these a couple times a month. Let's just go from each other's channels and just go around, do like a little tour, and just do it from like a couple times a month. Like, especially during the season.
Yeah, it's like bar hopping, but like someone said it earlier because they came from my live stream and they're like, feels like I just went bar hopping. Yeah, it's like stream hopping, baby. Let's do it, man.
Yeah, stream hopping. But yeah, Jason, love to get you on. TC, dude, let's get 5 of us, man. I think that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
The Avengers, baby. Let's
go.
Let's go.
Have Thanos as the thumbnail, and like all of us will be a ring on the.
Sunil, I could just go to an Indian restaurant and get tandoori chicken there, buddy. And by the time you get here, that thing's gonna be cold and bad.
But I'm gonna head out, guys. I gotta check on dinner and stuff.
All right, Max. I'm gonna end it right here. Max, thank you again, man. Love to do it again. And Ace, as always, bro, we'll close it out. Thank you all for coming on. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out. Let's continue growing the Strike Zone. Make sure you all subscribe to Max Coverage. Make sure you all subscribe to the Ace Avenue. Make sure you guys subscribe to 161. Continue supporting all your local content creators. All right, it means the world to us. It really does.
And subscribe to NFE at the Strike Zone. Like, don't forget yourself. Definitely make sure you subscribe to them. Thank you for bringing us together. Always a great time, my dude. And always. I look forward to having you come on the channel during the us call a game again together. That was fun. So we'll be doing a bunch of those this year.
Oh, I'm looking. Yeah, I want to do that. Definitely looking forward to those play-by-plays. So let's make that happen. And again, thank you all for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
D-Rod.
Yeah, well, it's D-Rod. So I don't know who knows what D-Rod is on, but I'll let him answer that question. But appreciate everybody coming on. Thank you all so much. Have a good night, everyone, and we will see you all next time. We're out.